Hey everybody, Steven here with Cardboard Coalition, and today I figured I would just bring you a quick um, message. I had the words in my head, now I don't have them anymore. Um, PSA, public service announcement. So let's just bring you a quick one. This came out a couple days ago, but for everyone who's into Zombicide, I figured I would bring it up. So, this is in Minnesota, CMON Expo, something like that. Anyways, they announced this to much fervor, and a lot of people were asking if it's fake or not, and some people had posted videos of them actually putting up. So it looks like Zombicide is going to their next Kickstarter will be DCeased. So this will probably be in the next month or so. And so it's going to be what DCeased is the DC kind of zombie version. It's a techno virus, I guess you can call it. It's the anti-life equation that dark side or dark seed, however you want to say it, is always looking for. So it starts infecting people through their phones and stuff. So hence that techno virus thing. But this is basically, it looks like it's going to be DC's zombie, right? So the only things I would bring up is that it's coming up. You can jump to the Kickstarter. You can search it. You can do Kickstarter and just put the name of the game. And it should pop up a link. You can click a link. There are comic book websites and stuff starting to cover this now. They're starting to push that link out everywhere. So we have that. Now, the big question that I've heard people talk about, there's two of them, and I'll try to go over them really quick. And this is with limited knowledge, but there's two of them. Oh, and before I get into that, if you're wondering, yeah, I'm filming in a different room. I'm filming in the office. Resvawn's over in our game room doing homework. So I'm filming in the office. I don't know if you guys can see, but there's some of our fancy paints over on Resvawn's desk. And the not as fancy paints are over here with me. Resvawn gets the fancy paints. Anyways, so back to it. So two things to kind of go over with this, or at least that I want to bring up right away. And I'll try to cover more of it when the campaign comes out. The first thing is the price, and then the second thing is it going to be cross-compatible? Now, let's jump over and look at price. So these were the last two Zombicides that we had. We had Marvel Zombies, and then we had Zombicide White Death, right? So Marvel Zombies being the Zombicide, Marvel version Zombicide. White Death was the third part to the fantasy Zombicide. It tends to go more Eastern fantasy, but there you have it. So let's look at prices. And it was the Marvel, then then White Death. So a lot of people are starting to compare it to the Marvel Zombies. All right. So let's go ahead and look at the price. Your base pledge was $130 for Marvel Zombies, right? You have your resistance pledge at $240. I think that was everything but Galactus, and then the Galactus pledge at $410. The hunger pledge, I can't remember. I think I got the hunger pledge. I got pretty much. Oh no, I got the Devourer pledge. That's what it is. The Devourer pledge at $615. Right. It's the prices are they're pretty high up there. So basically, I remember now. Resistance has Marvel had two base games. Basically, you have Marvel Zombies and you have X-Men Resistance. Marvel Zombies, it's the heroes of zombies eating people, and Marvel Resistance is the resistance is the heroes fighting the zombies, right? So this one brought both of them for you. So I mean, we can kind of look at this and we'll see if they kind of do the same thing. Then you have the Galactus pledge, which gave you the Galactus expansion. Then you had the Hunger pledge that gave you the big Galactus. I should have brought it in here and just put it in the background. The big honking Galactus, which they've sent out already. And they're starting to send out, or they're on the way, the rest of the pledge for this. So back to the numbers. Base, just Marvel Zombies, $130. Two base games, Marvel Zombies and Resistance, $240. Galactus Pledge, which gave you that Galactus expansion, $410. And then you had $430 was the Hunger Pledge. Maybe I'm mixing these up. Galactus Pledge, Hunger Pledge. I'm kind of jumping around here. Devourer Pledge is the big one that came with the big statues. Let's kind of just go with that. Then we can look over at the latest Zombicide, which was White Death, right? You have your first pledge is 110. Your Avalanche pledge is 380, and that's all you had. So you can have the 110 for the base game with the Kickstarter extras and all that kind of stuff. And then you have the 380, which comes with, if you guys can see here, there's all these little green. This is Kickstarter only stuff. It comes with all the, at least the gameplay stuff. All right. So back to it. Marvel Zombies, DCeased. It's an easy DC, no, DCeased. People are arguing, they're wondering what the price is going to be, and they're wondering what the huge, huge. When I mean huge, the Galactus style monster is. Couple things. Let's hope that they don't do the Galactus style monster, because that kicks the pledge up super high. The other thing is, I would argue that they're really pushing in the DC universe to have a super big statue. There, some people brought up Giganta. She gets big, but not Galactus size big, but you could still do it. The Galactus one, you can put a miniature basically in his hand. It sits there like a human would sit, in a hand, right? So you can put a miniature in his hand. There's really no need for it. I don't think they're going to do it, but we will see. So my argument on this price is really going to be, for base, it's going to be somewhere between $110 and $130, because these pledges these campaigns aren't that long ago, right? So I would say the base is going to be somewhere between $110 and $130. Now, if DCeased does the same thing as they did with Marvel Resistance, where the base game you could only play as the superheroes as zombies, and then they're going to have some other base game where you can play as the superheroes versus zombies, then that's going to be I would argue it'd be somewhere around $240, right? Because they're giving you two base games, right? And you got to remember all the Kickstarter extras, and you're going to have to pay shipping, which is going to cost more and stuff like that. Now, are they going to do an all-in? CMON always does an all-in, right? And so let's look. Whoops, scrolled the wrong thing. Let's look at the all-in for White Death. You have 380, so I'd say that'd be the low-end possibility for DCeased all-in. And then for this one, as we said, I would argue more around 410, 430, right? So 380 to 430. If they do a big statue, probably going to be closer to the 600. Let's hope they don't do that big statue. But I would say somewhere between 380 and 430 for an all-in kind of grab everything gameplay wise. There might not be all the bling. So that's the first thing is the cost. Where is it going to be? Anywhere between $110 and let's say $500, somewhere right there. And that's kind of bringing or pulling in a lot of different CMON campaigns that I've backed. All right. So the other thing is the cross compatibility of it. And there's some debate going on in some Facebook groups that I'm in that are Zombicide, especially the Marvel Zombies Facebook group. And there's arguments back and forth. Someone took a picture. It wasn't leaked at all. It just took a picture of a promo card they were giving at the CMON convention, and it's a Batman one. And it looks like they took the template from Marvel Zombies and just put DC characters on there. Not saying that they were being cheap, but I would argue it can be cross compatible, or it will be. Of course, you could always house rule and make anything cross compatible. And you have Facebook and Reddit and sites like that that'll help you make the cards and change everything and all that. But one of the arguments that I did hear, I thought about this morning, was the fact that the DCeased cards are going to have different backs. So you would know, say, the zombies, if you're pulling a DCeased card up, and you would also know if you're the abominations, if you're pulling one of those up, or the heroes, depending on how they set it up to play. You'll know when you pull it up. And the argument was they might do some kind of pack in DCeased to allow certain components to work over in the Marvel Zombies. I'm leaning more towards it's going to be cross-compatible, just because the card or how it's set up, it's going to be the game. Some people say it's just a reskin, but maybe I'm going to buy it anyways, or I'll probably buy it anyways. Maybe this gives you the DC heroes, but I would say that it is going to be cross-compatible. And then one of my arguments with, oh, you can see the different backs, you might know, oh, there's a DC card coming up instead of a Marvel card. You might not know exactly what it is, but you'll know that there's that. So we'll see on that. And also, getting all this together, I got some miniatures. Let's say I'm working on trying to clean them up, and we'll see. Let's see if I can click down here. We'll see how well I can show you guys this. How well can you show them? Can we get light? We need light. We need light. Oh, let's get light on him. Can you guys see him? It's Superman. I'm trying to mimic the camera. So I got this off of a Patreon, not a Patreon, but it's a STL creator. There's Superman, which I'm working on. Who else do we have? Here's Classic Joker. There's also just a Joker. Here's a Classic Joker as a zombie. Right? I had to change the base. This is actually a Stan Lee base from the same creator. Oh, I have Wonder Woman over here. Currently, Batman is trying to print, so there's Wonder Woman as a zombie. I'm already trying to get set up for this stuff, right? Oh, there's the other Joker. There's the... you can't see it very well, but the heads are different. It's just the faces. This is more Heath Ledger Joker as opposed to the classic. And then I have to reprint him up. But there's the Flash. I have to reprint him up because I broke his fingers taking the supports off. So he's reprinting. But I'm printing those up to have some fun. But that's it. I just wanted to quick get it out there, let you guys know it's coming. Cry, complain, get excited, whatever it is. Know that DC's getting in on the Zombicide Marvel game. I'm Steven with Cardboard Coalition. Help us grow the coalition by liking, commenting, subscribing, and all that fun stuff. I'll catch you in another video. Bye. If I can stop the video, I can.